Hello and welcome back. I'll wait for that to get out of the way. Anyway, so we're going to continue on with the roadmap. As I said, I'm going to do it in two parts because I'm going on to the state of the game now. So if you want stuff about routes, which is very brief, go to the last one. But for console, it's probably might as well just stay here because I'm going to probably talk a lot more than I did in the last one. So, the state of the game update for March 2026. There's some girls coming. Oh, right. Yes, I'm on Great Western. And at the bridge that they toot at. So, last month we shared the first state of the game update, providing key highlights and improvements that are familiar to TSW experience. We're back to a monthly candidate insight where both of these outlines issues keep you informed of the latest progress and next steps coming up in the months ahead. They need to get on with this big time because this is getting bad now. Especially when I'm going to say it, but I'm not going to touch Creators Club again now. I'm just not going to bother touching Creators Club anymore. I'm not going to pick any more liveries up from there. Don't use it for formations or scenarios, but it's only because it's just crashing the game now. It's borderline bored. Cough, cough, cough. I had a HST with the first livery on it. It crashed the game. So, the first bit is the PS5 mounting issue, which is currently only in the game wise for this is actually on Stuttgart. The joys of apparently PlayStation with no limits. What a load of bullhoo. Anyway. Shed. He didn't toot his horn. That's obviously West Coast version. Anyway. Our team has submitted the first set of fixes to help really with limitations we've seen on PlayStation. No, well. I'll wait for that. With some improvements that will benefit all platforms. A notable example of the work is reviewing the dependency of Frankfurt S-Bahn for the BR423 from its recent release of Stuttgart to the Hilbern. Hilbern apparently is a swear word according to the PlayStation as well. And instead of including the layer natively with the add-on, this work frees up a needed load for Frankfurt S-Bahn dependency, helping to free up the 24 gigabyte space that build up to the limitations. Therefore, missing add-ons services we've seen from players. These Intel improvements still need testing and follow review from our teams. Think further solutions will be required for more civil improvement. He won't have horns. I've never noticed how good they actually sound going over points before. Anyway, where were we? We're now understanding the scope of this work, and in the short term finding opportunities to make smaller improvements to reduce dependency limit, being overwhelmed, although smarter content loading optimizations. The original timetable for timeline for February 26 wasn't a target we're able to hit, and undergo testing. We're staying curious to committing on a new delivery window whilst we manage expectations of what these improvements could resolve. and then look at how we can get it into your hands. Current status improvements have been submitted for testing, however more time will be required to assess their impact, and delivery dates can expect. Ideally, initial improvements would be heading your way within the coming months. My God. I wish I never picked up Stuttgart Hilburn now. What a waste of time. I don't recommend that route at the moment. If we're able to see the positive from our testing. Like I said, I wish I didn't bother picking up Stuttgart, and they might as well have not bothered. So if you haven't picked up Stuttgart, get it on a flipping sale. You're missing half the content, especially if you've got Frankfurt S-Bahn. Which is, even with optimizations, Matt actually even said in the live stream, that's what I want, I'll put it on there, the question to him about it. And yeah, the reply from that was not very likely. It sounded like for us to have the full timetable. Oh, shed. Hoppers by the sounds of it. Oh no, military. So, blurry textures and optimization ongoing. This will be ongoing, whatever. As a large final conversion, improvements to help resolve blurry textures and optimization remain testing. As a reminder, the nature of these improvements being partly core and partly add-on dependent. It is something we need to assess individually for release content, and it's important to note that some add-ons are impacted more than others, meaning that we can run to aim to prioritize the add-on which tend to pass the texture blur memory budget at higher frequencies. So, routes technically, well, you can count the 350 on that, but that's only on one for West Coast Main Line South. For the 805, which I haven't got. And yeah, I will probably share. There's obviously then they go on to Southeastern and so forth. So, oh, like loco. One second. There's bits for Stuttgart. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here then, guys. So, thank you very much for watching. Have an awesome day. Toodles.